Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. I'm your host, Jared Moon. The Garage Gym Athlete Podcast is a result of my desire to build better humans, unequivocal coaches, and autonomous athletes. I've spent the last several years obsessing over program design, nutrition, and every other way you can optimize human performance. This podcast distills the latest scientific research with what I've learned and blends it with the not-so-scientific field of mental toughness. We are here to build you into a dangerously effective athlete. If you enjoy this podcast, you can find out more about our training at garagegymathlete.com. And if you want to pursue more into the field of coaching and programming, head to endof3fitness.com. Thanks for listening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. Jared Moon here with Joe Courtney. What's up, Joe?
What's up?
We have Zach Eason, man. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, guys.
Glad to have you here. I'm going to actually let you take it right off the bat with the intro. So who you are, what you do, and how you train. I'd love to hear a little bit more behind the scenes.
Sweet. Absolutely. So, name Zach Eason, 33, grew up in North Alabama, married, wife Jordan, 2 kiddos, 4.5 Barrett and 1.5 Bowen. So wide open doing that kind of stuff. How we train. So came a little bit from CrossFit. You've probably heard that before. So did that. I'm active Army National Guard, was stationed in Montgomery for about 5 or 6 years. Got into a box there, great family, a lot of fun, good training, not necessarily like the typical CrossFit, just blow yourself up every day. So we had a good program, got pretty strong, got reassigned down to where we're at in South Alabama right now, and decided with some house equity, we would do the garage gym thing. Price of CrossFit was going to double on the way down here and for less training opportunity. So we invested some money in some garage gym stuff and have been going wide open. I'm actually doing the coaching program as well, about to finish that up. Just finished up all the training modules. Now I got to write some words and then, build a program. So excited for that. But yeah, that's the basics.
That's really cool, man. And now I'd love to hear a little bit more about your garage gym setup. I think we do get a lot of CrossFit former CrossFitters, if you will. We're the gateway to the garage gym. But I'd love to hear about your setup and your equipment.
Yeah. Okay. So cool. Got a 2-car garage. Started with just a basic rack, and then lucky here in Alabama, we've got Right Equipment, which is up in Birmingham. That's got some pretty good bumper plates, really good barbells, and they also host a lot of competitions. So the week after they host competitions, typically you get really good priced used. It was used for a single competition a weekend, right? So good stuff. So we got, barbell, got about 600 pounds of weight, because I don't remember what rule number it is, but you got to have enough weight to not run out while you're deadlifting. I can deadlift a house. Anyway, do that. And then slowly we've added an assault bike, which was a terrible decision. And then we have
it's like the best, worst decision you can make.
It really is. It just truly is. And then found a really good deal on a Concept 2 rower not terribly long ago, probably 4 or 5 months ago, down in Florida. Went and got that and have loved that thing. So pretty good setup. Can do most things. Without much difficulty.
Yeah, and it sounds like so the big reason behind starting the garage gym was just CrossFit was going to be too expensive, and you wanted to, move to something with more opportunity. You could do what you wanted, not necessarily the programming somewhere else. Have you found, I guess, contrast that? Like, how do you like a little bit more freedom to do whatever you want versus, a CrossFit box?
Yeah, no, it's huge for me. I've been in some sort of decent shape since I was probably 12 or 13, despite the fact that I carry 40 pounds of extra fat my whole life. That's okay. So I stayed in pretty good shape. And so I feel like I know a decent amount about how to do that as well. So the flexibility to go swimming once a week and do laps, or to add a long run in if I want to. You can get in that hive mentality at the CrossFit boxes where, you just want to do what they're doing, right? So my third DT for the week and I'm smoked and my back's blown out or whatever. I like to be able to, volume doesn't necessarily work as well with me as it used to. So I can, take down the volume, increase the quality, and get the same results. And I feel much more well-rounded,
That's awesome. That's really good. Now, what are some of your goals right now?
Oh, goodness. It depends on what time of the year you ask me as to what my goals might be, right? So, the Army, we're moving to the ACFT. That's coming up. We're excited about that. I want to do really well on that. I do really well on our current PT test, math 280, 285, something like that. I cannot run a 1330 because I weigh 240 pounds. But so my goal is to knock that thing out of the park as soon as it gets here, somewhere in the 570, 580 mark out of the 600. I still don't think I'll be able to max the run or the leg tucks, but general fitness is going to be always my goal. There'll be a time where I'll train and do a triathlon, or then I'll decide I'm going to do a half marathon. So I bounce around a lot. I apologize. I know you're not a fan of people bouncing around, but I tend to do that, and I can't help it.
Right. I mean, you gotta, there's the mental element too, right? Like whatever's going to keep you engaged, that has to be taken into account.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love if you could elaborate. You don't have to get in great detail, but a lot of people not aware of the current Army fitness test and what they're transitioning to. If you could just expand on that, because I actually think it's pretty cool what they are switching to. If you could, just elaborate on that.
Coming from two Air Force guys, I think we're a little bit jealous of your PT test than our same old boring one.
I know, right? Yeah. So absolutely, I'd love to do this. So current PT test is 2 minutes push-ups, 2 minutes sit-ups, and a 2 mile run, right? And that sounds okay on the surface. It's very flexible. You can do it anywhere, but it doesn't lead to very good balance, right? And so, for example, had a guy I was in ROTC with, could almost max a PT test. He goes to infantry bullock and breaks his back because you don't have to have any core stability or general strength to do well in the current PT test. And that's what happens, right? So we've moved to a 6-event PT test. You've got a 3-rep max deadlift, a sprint drag carry, a leg tuck, a hand release push-up, a standing power throw, and then the 2 mile run. And there's all these parameters about, it's done within 90 minutes. You've got your built-in rest. But what a much better assessment of an overall, human performance element than the current model. The numbers to perform well on the test are, they make sense, for lack of a better term, right? I mean, a 340, 3-rep max deadlift is strong. It's not outrageously strong. You're not the strongest person walking around. And then to pass the test, what's interesting, and a lot of people don't realize, even inside our own community, is it's going to be easier to pass the ACFT for some people than the current APFT, because you get so much more run time because it's at the end of 5 other events. So
right.
As a current company commander, some of my younger soldiers have the hardest time with the APFT. They've got to run a 1540 2 mile. While that doesn't sound that fast, if you've never really stayed in shape or anything like that, and the Army is the only thing that's a pretty swift 2 mile run. And so they're going to have 21 minutes to pass the run in the ACFT. Now, granted, they'll have done a deadlift, a leg tuck, all the other events. But yeah, I'm super, super stoked about it. It will no longer favor the little people that can run fast and do lots of body weight reps. Those of us that like to pick up heavy things are going to go get the deadlift and scream at people that can't. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I've been asked about that test a lot, just a lot of military personnel, Army guys in our program, I've communicated with, and I think it's really great, especially coming from the Air Force, because the Air Force is basically the same test, just it's a 1.5 mile run and then push-ups and sit-ups. And you're 100% right. There'd be these guys who just they're really good runners. That's it. Mm-hmm. They're really good runners, but then they practiced push-ups and sit-ups just enough to max everything out. Yeah. And going all the way back, into college, because I did ROTC, and that's when I first started taking the test, and I was like, that guy's not fitter than me. He's
exactly.
He's running faster than me, but if you want to go to the weight room, you want to jump, you want to do anything else, And it always bothered me. And the Air Force is still that way. I'm glad. I mean, the Air Force always copies the Army, so it's only a matter of time before the Air Force will transition. But yeah, I think it's really awesome, man. I think it's super cool and way more practical for combat readiness, especially.
Oh man, yeah. Well, and they've done a good job, I think, not to belabor it, but messaging as well, right? So a lot of the, the standard briefs that you do during a PTS, right? You're about to do 2 minutes of push-ups. It will assess your blah, 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 whatever. They've even built into that, this will assist the commander in knowing that you can lift a litter and drag somebody out of, they've done a really good job of tying it to the battlefield, I think, that will engage people more.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a really cool piece, kind of giving the why behind it, so people get a little bit more bought in. That's really powerful. Now, what's your favorite thing about training in your garage?
I was going to say that I can train naked, but I don't train naked, so it would have been funny.
But you can. You have the option.
But underwear happens.
Just have it, right? The flexibility, right? I cannot get over the flexibility of, and now that I've got a couple of the the aerobic fitness machines, you can go out there and do a zone 2 or just spend some time, throw something on the TV, and you're getting fitter, right? Or you're recovering better than just sitting on the couch. And so those are understated benefits, I think, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. Now, I want to ask because this, kind of comes up. Well, what's the, favorite thing you had, but like, what's the struggle, would you say, comes with it? Because Alabama, you're probably not running into ridiculous weather, and that's, a lot of struggle for garage gym athletes. I know it gets hot and humid, especially Southern Alabama, but what would you say your biggest struggle is?
I don't know. The weather it may not be as extreme as Texas, but man, hot and humid and 105 degrees in South Alabama is real daggone hot.
Yeah.
And for this big boy, that means that about 30 minutes I'm peaked out, temperature wise, and have to start cooling down. So my Murphs in the summer are notoriously belabored, to say, for lack of a better word. The struggle is, probably obviously would be that you can also opt out really easy. There's no other people accountability type thing other than, what you want to share on the internet. So, that would be the only thing, but it's not hard. I've never had a problem going and training at any given time for the most part. So
that's really good. Now, what's the hardest workout you've ever done?
Oh gosh. Look, so I wanted to talk about Murph. But that daggone blitzkrieg from last week on Hard to Kill.
Man, that was, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That joker smoked my face. I got done with round 6 and hopped on the treadmill and was like, I can barely move. So I'm saying blitzkrieg. I'm going away from Murph and I'm saying blitzkrieg.
That was just a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull that up so people know what we're talking about. So blitzkrieg, as many rounds as possible in 30 minutes of push press, 5 reps heavy, pull-ups, 10 reps strict, 800 meters row or run, rest 1 minute. And then last week, specifically in the programming, it said the second blitzkrieg is complete, start max distance.
Oh yeah.
In 20 minutes. So yeah, that's a brutal day. Meet yourself Tuesday, some athletes are calling it.
Yeah. Barely got 2 miles on the treadmill. Just barely moving,
That's awesome. That's really cool. That's great. So in your opinion, what's the best activity for building mental toughness?
Ooh, that's a good one. I thought about it and I didn't have an answer earlier. I'm hoping something pops in my head all of a sudden. You could join the Army, right? That's always good for mental toughness.
Well, I don't know if I want to go down that road.
Right? Yeah. Shameless plug for the National Guard. Join and we'll show you a little bit of mental toughness. Stand in lines for hours and you will be mentally tough, right?
That'll do it. That's a military given right there.
Yeah.
All right. So if you could only have one piece of equipment to train with for the rest of your life, what would it be? I want to say my rower, but I can't get strong on the rower. So I'm going to say the barbell. That's a good one. Yeah, because you can always still do the conditioning, right?
Exactly. That's the thing,
Now, if you could only have one piece of conditioning equipment for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Rower.
There it is. Nailed it.
Not the Airdyne?
Nailed it.
It wouldn't be the Airdyne.
Yeah. No, not going to be the assault bike ever.
Yeah. You're like, actually, I'm thinking about donating that.
For sure.
All right. Joe, you have anything?
What's one thing that you wish you could add to your gym?
Ooh. I don't want to say a ski erg. I don't really know that that's got a great amount of.
I think it's just one of those things. It's like, well, I have the erg and the rower, so that's all that's left.
So I would add some. We're a little bit short on dumbbells and different size kettlebells, right? So I've got a 62-pound kettlebell. The wife's got a 35, and we don't really have any dumbbells, so we're limited, when it comes to some of the stuff. So we'd probably beef up our dumbbells and kettlebell section.
I think that's good. Yeah, I'm real torn on the dumbbells. Like I have the Bowflex ones that are adjustable.
Nice, yeah.
But it goes up to 52 pounds, which is great for a lot of things. But still, I wish I could go a little bit heavier on some stuff. Yep. But I don't want, 6 sets of dumbbells. That's the hard thing. It's like takes up space, right? There's always that.
It does, yeah. It does.
Real estate feature to the garage gym.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the one positive of me having to go work out at a military gym for the next 2.5 years is I'll have all that stuff at my disposal. But then by the time I'm, after a year or so, I'm just be like, all right, I just want my own space. Yeah, I want you to get out of my bubble.
Dude. Right. And the military gym, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've been in one, but like, is it still predominantly bodybuilders, like bodybuilding style, like people doing, that style of training, I guess.
The bro splits.
Yeah. What do you see?
You talk to Joe or me?
I haven't gone yet. So you is
okay. Yeah. So the actually, what you'd be surprised, a lot of the places have embraced kind of that CrossFit mentality, and I think I don't know if that helped drive the new PT test as far as some of just the functional lifting, but like in Maxwell there in Montgomery, they turned an old hangar into basically just a fully functional fitness type deal.
That's awesome.
Sleds, had friggin' tons of racks, tons of weight, starting to get some machines as far as like ergs, rowers, and things like that. And so you could go there. I mean, they were teaching CrossFit on the thing and doing all that. So a lot have gone to that. And then, you're always going to have where there's a bunch of dumbbells and, machines, the dudes that are trying to get jacked and huge. So I don't know that that'll ever go away.
No, it won't.
Yeah, they just need to create a space, but don't put any mirrors in it. And like half the people won't go.
Just take all their life away. They have no energy, right? That's how they get their energy. It's looking in the mirror.
But
Maxwell, I've been there multiple times. I never got to experience the awesomeness that you're talking about. So that must be some recent upgrades.
Yeah, I don't think it's that old. It's probably within the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, okay.
8 or 10 years. Yeah,
that's really cool. All right, a lot of garage gym athletes out there listening to this. What is your best advice for them?
So I like this question, and I like it because people get tripped up, I think, between discipline versus motivation, right? So you're not going to have motivation every day necessarily to go, man, I can't wait to go kill myself in the garage, right? But you can always have the discipline to walk out there and just start and just hop on a machine, maybe hop on your Airdyne and just get the legs flowing, do a couple of squats, whatever it is. You're going to feel better. And you may find that after 5 or 10 minutes, you are engaged and you're ready to knock the session out. I think, that's just something. It's like a relationship. You ain't going to stay in the honeymoon phase of pure motivation for a long time, right? Then it turns into, well, I'm going to be disciplined to love my wife and love my kid. You know what I mean? I think it just carries over that way. And so, don't get caught up in, well, I don't feel like working out today. Just go out there and work out anyway. Right.
And I'm surprised at how well that strategy works on myself. Like what you're talking about, like just getting started, because I know I'm trying to trick myself, but I'll go,
I'm like, for it anyway.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I really I don't like, it's later in the day. The workout got pushed to after the kids go to bed or something. I'm like, I'll rearrange the days. I'm like, no, just go out there, get a warm up in. Just do a little 5 minutes on the bike. I'm like, you're just trying to get yourself to do the full workout. I'm like, no, just seriously, 5 minutes. And then I do it. And then I'm doing the whole training session. And
that's it.
It works. It's very effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's a great point because, I can't stay motivated every day. And if I try and motivate myself every day, I'm going to reach burnout and I'm just not going to want to do anything. Mm-hmm. So I think it's at times healthy to have the days where you're just like, this workout's stupid. I think today's stupid. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I'll probably say that the next time I see Blitzkrieg for sure.
I think Jared actually wrote it down to put it in next cycle. I think that's why he was writing it down.
Yeah, noted. Yeah, that's we got a lot of great feedback on that one.
Oh yeah.
All right, Zach, it's been a blast having you on, man. I appreciate you being in the community, being Garage Gym Athlete, going through the coaching program, and just everything you've shared with us today, including your time. I do really appreciate it, and thanks for being around, man.
You bet. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for listening to the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. If you want to learn more, go to garagegymathlete.com. You can learn about our training. Let us send you a copy of our book, The Garage Gym Athlete, or you can even get featured on the Garage Gym Athlete podcast. Thanks for listening.